Hey, and welcome to the Goldstar Insurance podcast. And today's theme is all about Mission Possible. For a second there, you're about to say Mission Impossible. That is not how we do it here at Goldstar Insurance. My name is Miss Diden, and I'm going to be running this show today for the next about 25 to 30 minutes. We're going to keep it short and sweet. Now, the Goldstar Insurance podcast is all about letting you know what is Goldstar up to when it comes to the insurance industry. What products do they have? What new innovations are coming up? And since they've been in the game for about 30 years, and making 30 years very soon, we decided, why not talk about how far we have come and where we are going and why you as our customers should be part of this conversation and also part of our journey. So I hope you're going to enjoy yourself. Do not touch that dial, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel too. Now with me on this beautiful set, I have the most important people of Goldstar Insurance. I'm not sure why I'm here, because everybody here has a title. My only title is Miss. But without much further ado, because I will endeavor to join them in those ranks, without much further ado, I'd love to first introduce you to the gentleman to my right, the CEO, Mr. John Kauma of Goldstar Insurance. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much. I know you're a very busy man. Also, again, to the further right, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Jay Sakaria, who is the Chief Actuary. Before we go any further, can we first explain to us the name in layman's language? Chief Actuary, what does that exactly mean?
Well, actuaries makes financial sense of the future. So actuaries are all about predicting the future.
Okay, your risk management and all of that.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm getting a new title very soon. To my left, I also do have another very important gentleman, Mr. Azim Tarani, who is the company's management consultant. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.
And finally, the Chief Operating Officer, the one and only, Mr. Enoch Mudadi. Thank you so much for also coming through. I hope we're all okay.
Yeah,
Remember,
thank you.
we're having a fun conversation. It's Customer Appreciation Week from the 6th to the 10th. So if you feel like you're thirsty, I'm appreciating you with some water. I will organize some water for all of you. So before we go any further, Mr. John Kauma, could you please, I know Goldstar Insurance is almost making 30 years, but could you please take us a little bit behind? Take us back to the history where Goldstar started from and how far it's going compared to where it is today.
Okay. Right. Thank you. And first of all, thank you for hosting this podcast. And to the gentlemen, colleagues in this business, I hope we have a good conversation. So I think, Didan, to understand the history of Goldstar, it's good to understand the history of the country. Because where was Uganda almost 30 years back? So that period, 1995, 1996, the country was beginning an upward transition, having come out of, a history of political turmoil, civil wars, instability. But also, the economy was getting liberalized. So the visionary leaders of this company, Goldstar, saw the opportunity to start the company, to join in the journey, in the transformation journey of Uganda. And so 30 years back, almost 30 years back, Goldstar was born. And I want to say that consistent with the idea when the company was going to start, which is the same idea up to today, is really to excel in service, to excel in the offering of insurance services. People need resilience mechanisms, and insurance is one of them. So again, going back to the history of the country, individuals trying to build wealth, families consolidating their wealth, and the economy growing, and a business like Goldstar made sense then as it does now. So that's the journey. Now, into the future, we continue to position the aspirations of the business from the wise, council of our founding members to remain a pillar of service. Insurance clients don't expect anything else apart from companies paying clear compensation claims. We promised to do that almost 30 years back, and that's what we continually do going forward. So again, I just wanted to bring your mind together. This company is not moving in isolation. It is moving in tandem with how the economy, the politics, and everything is moving, and everything has been on their portrait.
Would anybody like to add on that? Bit of the history?
I think Mr. should, in
Mr.
terms of the,
Zim, I feel like,
of the
you know.
details.
So yeah, well, I've been at Goldstar Insurance since inception, and John correctly described why we set up Goldstar Insurance. And our objective from day one was to excel in service. It's a service-oriented business. So even our vice chairman kept saying to me that our lifeblood is settlement of claims.
Yes.
And so we are really focused very much in excelling in service, and we have been building Goldstar in what we call 4 pillars of Goldstar Insurance. I don't know whether we have time to go through that, but basically to make sure that Goldstar was financially sound.
Yeah.
We had renowned and rated and respected reinsurers. We were prudent in underwriting. We were not running after business because we had seen other companies trying to just build premium income and then fail. And then obviously being a service-oriented company, it was important for us to have very good, professionally qualified, experienced people. And these are the proof of our journey. So yeah, and I think the focus still remains the same. Our vision is still to be of service that is second to none, and we continue on that journey. Obviously, with the future, technology plays a part. Our initial ethos was to really concentrate on corporate and government sectors. We didn't feel that we initially would have the infrastructure to deal with personal lines. But with technology, with banks becoming like distribution channels for Goldstar Insurance, we have obviously ventured into taking the opportunity for that as well. Jay has been very instrumental in making sure that we make good use of technology, not just for internal purposes, but to make it easier for our clients. So now we've recently launched a ability for the clients to claim online, so that they don't have to come to the office to make a claim. We introduced travel insurance and various other things. So I think the progress is steady, and we're happy really with the progress we're making, although the industry is getting very competitive.
It is. It really, really is. Mr. Kauma, if you look back, what are some of the key moments or the turning points for Goldstar's evolution,
Yeah.
bringing it to today's values, and of course, the impact, the identity of the company moving forward?
I think, and I think to reinforce the points Mr. Azib was making, really the foundational pillars are solid. They remain solid. I think what we do is we continually adapt them. And for example, in prudent underwriting, because insurance is really an underwriting business, you must be mindful of what you bring into the fold, aware that it is people's premium that you're working with. So you should be in position to protect the pool as much as possible. But now there is a shift in terms of how we are operating, that we are not entirely looking at corporate business, where we felt very strong in the past, but then we've adopted technology, and other collaborative distribution mechanisms to grow the retail business. So the milestones, the way I see them is that you have this foundation that builds the business, but you've got at every stage to be able to adapt as the customer journey keeps evolving. I think one of the things that excites me more than even offering insurance for us as a company is that we have trained for the industry. Everywhere you look, you'll find a Goldstar person, everywhere. Locally, regionally, I think that we have on the continent, and they started their journey here. And these are people who have moved on to go and lead big institutions, to carry on. So again, that was our foundation pillar, that we need to have highly trained, skilled, professional staff. We said that 30 years back, almost 30 years back, and we're living the same thing today. So you'll find that both of our milestones still move quite in tandem with with the foundational pillars that we've had. But I think in terms of the industry, and I don't know, Mr. Azim, you remind me how far back that was. I think the change to general insurers carrying on as general insurers and then life business also carrying on as a life business. I think that's when Goldstar released the life business and concentrated on the general business. I think we've seen that has helped the industry in a big way, because then you have the life segment growing on its own and the general insurers where we play growing on that. So they've been bits and changes in the industry, but I think true to our principle as a business, or principles as a business, we remain for customer focused, and everything that we do along the journey has got to have that customer feel to it.
If I may add to that, I think in terms of milestones, in my mind, we had two very important milestones. The first one was to try and get ISO certificate. I think we were amongst the first one. Enoch was our person really driving that. But it wasn't a regulatory requirement. We took it up as our own initiative, again because it's the International Service Organization, standard organization. So it gave credibility to Goldstar because you are ISO certified. And then the second thing we did is we applied for credit rating. Because this is a financial services business, it is important for our clients, our partners, to have confidence in our financial strength and in the way we operate. And that's been a journey. It's been a slow, sometimes painful journey, but we have now got AA rating, right? So that tells a lot to the public, to our customers, to our partners, that we are financially strong, and they can have the trust and confidence in placing their insurance business with us.
Thank you so much for that. Before we get into the ratings, because you've mentioned a few, I know ISO, but there's something else you've mentioned. You might have to explain to all of us what you're talking about. But before we get into that, you've also mentioned the changes we've had to adopt from technology improving, and then we also have customers. We keep on changing as the technology changes, even as what we want changes. So, Mr. Enoch, what major shifts have really shaped the rules of the game when it comes to me as a customer, when it comes to the company with the adaptation of technology in today's world?
Thank you, Duran. I will try to give you first-hand experience, at least for the last 17 years I was here. I joined this market end of December of 2008. It was basically a regulator-driven market, compliance-based. That was all you needed to do. Until around about 2013, that the law had to be changed to adopt much more advanced way of regulations. That's when we had the principles-based. So it was a regulator-driven market change. So it was quite a big shift, because the way we're looking at the way we do our business changed from a regulatory mindset to a principle-based. So we are given caramels. These are basically like pillars, principles that you're given, that, okay, if you want to address your customers, you address them like this. So part of it meant that the law had to be changed to incorporate what we now call the complaints bureau. So these are like ombudsman services, to give the general public the opportunity to come and air their grievances to the regulator against us players. Because remember, then there wasn't that provision. So if you have an issue with a particular insurer, you struggle with it. So that was the first dramatic change that was brought to the market from a customer point of view. Because now it meant that we needed to be more accountable to what we're doing as a player. And as Goldstar, we quickly realized that, and part of the reason why we went through ISO, because ISO also has instruments that guard against or protect the customers, and also bring our services to light insofar as how we conduct ourselves, how we set our claims. We set basically standards for ourselves. And remember, we actually upgraded the same in 2015, the ISO, to now incorporate the risk management aspect, which now Jay is speaking to from an actuarial point of view. I'm going to come back to that. So from that regulatory change, it also meant that we needed to adjust in some of the operations that we're doing. Now we need to report to the regulator about any complaints that you have internally, how you have handled them. And so that brought us closer and gave us that realization that, look, we're not just here to write premium and count how much in claims we've paid and take our paycheck at the end of the year as a profit. No, but we're here to serve. And that has been the story from then. Fast forward, the same law was changed in 2017, as you know. I'm not going to the whole gist of what was changed, but what was critical about that law is that it brought in several aspects, even up to now in 2025. We're still trying to comply to those aspects. But again, I'm just going to highlight some of the critical aspects. One of the fundamental aspects that it brought was to relay a simple message to the market. Pay your premiums on time. Expect to be paid by the insurers on time. Right? The regulator even set up standards of settling claims. That if you have a claim, lodge everything, by a particular date, you're supposed to have had your payments. Right? So as Goldstar, we've also adapted to that, where now we looked at ourselves. In fact, we even had foresight. In 2013, when we went on to apply for credit rating, it was one of those insights that Mr. Azim here had, that look, at some point in the future, we might have to use our credit rating card. That look, as Goldstar, we have the financial capacity. And even our board shareholders supported, they capitalized the company to ensure that we have the financial muscle. That today, as I'm speaking, if you want your $3 billion claim to be settled in a couple of days, you need to come to Goldstar. And that is a fact. It has been demonstrated within these walls that we have that financial muscle, which I can tell you not everyone has in this market. We also went on to strengthen our services. Jay here has been a revelation to us. He has streamlined our operations. We've adopted digital channels to reach out to our clients. Mr. Azim just mentioned that we now have a claims app that shortens the time lag between the incident happening and reporting. It can be in real time, as we shall say. I think we've been making noise about that for a very long time. And that, to us, is the future. AI is here. I know there are no regulations now, but I can tell you it's one of the regulatory landscapes that we are likely to see the regulator coming in to give guidance. Already, they've given regulations on sandboxes, which is really trying to pave way for any sort of innovation that we need, which is what we need in this particular market. So in a nutshell, I can simply say that as Goldstar, we are positioning ourselves to take stock of the changes which we are likely to see, and we've positioned our resources and efforts, and even to the point of training our staff, that is, we are as close to the reality as possible. You should also realize that the demography has changed. We now have a rising middle class. People want to be saved, right? On time. They appreciate their value. And you cannot, in the past, we used to tell our grandfathers, it's insurance, if they fail to pay, it's okay. But you cannot say that now. In this Goldstar, we have realized that we are positioning ourselves to make sure that we drive that innovative agenda. Right now, you can pay your insurance as you go, like travel. Could be at the airport, you realize you don't have travel insurance, you can quickly access it through our discipline channels as well. And really, the market has changed. It's very competitive. The regulator has opened up other channels now, bank assurance as well. We are in collaborative talks with several banks. At least we can also reach out to our clients, which in a way would ultimately help in enhancing the way we deliver our service to our customers. So in a nutshell, that's where we are, and that's what we want to do looking ahead.
Hey, I can't wait for the day I'll have $3 billion to clear. That
They
will be
said
the day.
$3 million.
I'm telling you. I mean, this is Goldstar.
He has paid $3 million.
I'm telling you.
In what?
That's
In under 5
amazing.
days?
Yeah, 5 days.
In 5 days.
Yes.
Really gone are the days. Gone are the days. But most of you have been mentioning Mr. J. Your name has popped up a lot in this podcast. And Mr. Azim and of course Mr. Enoch also mentioned something to do with the credit strength. I believe it's the AA rate. I think it's AA rating. Now, in layman's language, could you please help me and so many of us and your customers understand what is AA rating and why is it so important that Goldstar Insurance has that AA rating to us, the customers, and to you as a company?
So thank you. Yeah. So the credit rating of AA is not just a label. It's actually a very powerful statement on our financial stability, our reliability, and also on our trustworthiness. So what we do is we undergo an independent audit by a foreign body who comes in and does a rigorous audit of our capital, our claims paying ability, our governance, as well as our risk management procedures, and evaluates us with a scorecard. So AA is a very strong rating, in fact, one of the highest amongst the insurers in this market. What's also important to know in our rating is our rating is a public rating, which means it's accessible by everyone, which means whatever the rating agency gives us is what the public will see.
So no hiding.
So there's no hiding.
So AA rating, I would equate it to getting like an A plus in your final. It's the topmost. If I'm to understand this well.
It's amongst the highest.
It's okay.
There is a AAA, and we
Okay.
are still working towards to get even to AAA.
Okay.
But this AA rating has taken years of hard work, investment, discipline, but also operational efficiency to ensure that we're able to pay claims promptly, save, and do the right things in order to protect our clients.
Yes. And you mentioned now we are working on getting a AAA. How much more work does the team have to put in to get that AAA? And what would it mean now for us, the customers, and those who are not yet part of Goldstar Insurance yet? You already have the AA, so we already have trust in you. But now AAA, does that mean something bigger, much higher? What exactly happens with the AAA?
So there's maybe no direct formula,
Yes.
but it's just a continuation of what we've done well for the last 30 years to continue doing that. Goldstar has been profitable from day one, and that speaks into the team, into the procedures, operations, and also to our structure and reinsurance structure that helps us protect our business. So those profits are reinvested year in year into the company,
Yes.
with the blessing of the shareholders and directors. So our capital base keeps expanding. As the team mentioned, we're looking, and we are already enhancing our distribution channels through digital technology. So that will help us reach a bigger footprint, and hopefully we'll capture a larger market share, which will then directly speak into our credit rating.
Okay, now I'm with you, fully understood. Thank you so much. Back to Mr. Azim. I saw Mr. John also coming to you asking about 30 years. Now, as Goldstar Insurance marks its 30 years, when do we mark our 30 years?
In April.
In April. So that's April. In a few months' time, we'll be marking 30 years. How is the company evolving now to address the environmental, social, and governance priorities, particularly in how it assesses its risks, supports the communities, and of course promotes the ethical governance across its operations?
So again, I think we have taken the lead as far as that is concerned. Insurance is all about underwriting risks. And
Could you please explain underwriting? Because some of us might
so
not
for
understand.
example, if you insure your car,
Yes.
you are insuring against the risk of it meeting with an accident.
Okay.
Right? If you insure this building, you are insuring it against the risk of an earthquake, flooding, fire, or whatever. So these are all the risks that people want to insure against.
Yes.
And we provide them protection against those risks. One of the biggest risks facing the entire world, and in countries like Uganda, perhaps it's a bit more acute, is the impact of climate change, the environmental degradation. Probably guys like us, when we were growing up, we were not mindful of what our lifestyle was doing to the environment. And we probably deteriorated our environment for youngsters like you. So it is important for everyone to take responsibility. And I think with environmental social governance, what is very important is for us to create awareness. Firstly, within Goldstar Insurance, I mean, the company can make some initiatives which we have started doing. So, for example, we are trying to get rid of or reduce the use of paper. Unfortunately, our business is such that people still demand paper. They want their policy document. Some of them still want their policy document in physical form. But a lot of them now we can give them online, the policy. We've tried to reduce the use of tissue papers in the washrooms. You must have noticed we've introduced hand dryers and things like that. Paper is one of the biggest challenges when it comes to environment because it means cutting down a lot of trees to produce paper. But as I said, it's important for us to create awareness. And in climate change or environment sustainability, what is important is for all of us to realize that there is a multiplier effect. So like if I can convince you to take certain measures, then it will help. Then you will tell your friends. So we want all our staff to be conscious. And because of the practices that we adopt within the company, we hope that they will also adopt within their household. And so, for example, charcoal use is another big challenge. But what is also important is to have like a policy so that you are conscious of your carbon footprint and you see how you can continuously reduce it. And I think in this one, it's not just the insurance industry. We need everybody to take part. So our intention is gradually also to engage our partners, like brokers, our clients. Some of the clients are probably ahead of us. I don't know. But again, it's a question of really educating people of the real risk that is facing. The climate disasters just in the last 3 months. I mean, like there have been monsoons in India, Pakistan. There was hurricanes and typhoon in South Korea, Philippines, in America, Haiti. And what it does, it causes a lot of displacement, loss of life. It causes economic damage to agriculture and various other things. So I think before people used to say that, it is something that we need to do in the future. But I think really with what we are witnessing around, it is something that we need to take up now. There's been a lot of rhetoric about it. And I think now it's important for companies like Goldstar to show that action is needed.
Yes.
And we might say that, okay, it is a small action, but as I said, it's a multiplier effect. If we can get even our competitors in the industry to do what we are doing, it starts beginning to contribute in protecting our environment. So yeah, I think it is very important. Now the regulator is also insisting, I think, for all companies or all licenses, not just insurance companies, but brokers, SSOs, whoever are licensed by the regulator to have an ESG policy. And the reason why you talk about social governance, as I said, is because, yes, you can do whatever you can do, but it is important to then take it as a responsibility to make sure that you educate the communities, you help them to take actions that will protect our environment for the future.
I like that. Now, as we come closer and closer to the end of the podcast, it is Customer Service Week, or some people would call it Customer Appreciation Week. In 1 minute from all of you, what is that one thing you would like our customers, or those soon to be our customers at Goldstar Insurance, to know about Goldstar Insurance?
Okay. Well, I think first of all to thank them. Our journey from day one has only been possible because they trusted us. And where we fall short sometimes, but it is our intention to make sure that we make their experience as comfortable and as fruitful as possible. So it's really a message of thanks. It's a customer appreciation week, and so we appreciate them. But also, most importantly, our staff. I think we sometimes forget that our staff are the engine that drives all this. And I did mention that over the years, we've had so many employees, past and present, and they've been, keeping the Goldstar momentum going. And so, again, using this week is to send a vote of appreciation to everyone that has been involved in this journey. Of course, not forgetting our visionary board and shareholders. And I was thinking especially Mr. Azim, because he has been here from day one. He continues to be here. And he doesn't get any better than that. So Mr. Azim, thank you as well for your loyalty, trust in the brand, and for your wise counsel.
Thank you, Mr. J. What would you like us to know about?
Well, just to re-echo what our CEO said, is obviously to appreciate all of our customers and partners for all their support over the last 30 years. We are here, we are staying, and we want more and more years of fruitful partnerships and relationships with our clients. And maybe just to watch this space, we all talk about innovation. Innovation for us is not taking an existing insurance product and labeling it version 2. Innovation for us is really focused around enhancing service delivery.
Yeah.
So, selling travel online
Yes.
is so people don't have to come to our office or call us to buy travel on a weekend and suffer. They can do it automatically online. The Claims app helps people to report claims faster in real time. And we're working on other innovations that improve service delivery.
I like that. But the travel insurance is my favorite. Mr. Enoch, what would you like us to all know about Goldstar Insurance from your perspective?
Well, first I would want to extend heartfelt appreciation of our customers. There are some customers I found in 2008.
Oh, yes.
They're still here. To me, there's something right that Goldstar has been doing that has not changed. I can tell you that Goldstar has changed for the better. We've seen the transition, and the effort has always been to improve on our service delivery, particularly from a claims point of view. An insurance company is judged by how fast and able it can advance the claims. So really, it's my real appreciation and a special thanks again to the team which has been driving the agenda. Also thank my colleagues, Mr. Azim, for the guidance. He's like our headmaster. He draws a whip where there is a... He always keeps us in check to make sure that we continue with the vision to deliver exceptional service, which is not paralleled by anyone in the market. And it is becoming very real. The market has noticed that Goldstar is here to serve. Goldstar is here to stay. So thank you once again, our dear customers.
And of course, for lack of a better title, to our headmaster chief whip, Mr. Azim.
So thank you. Yeah, I think in my mind, it's good to have this customer service week. But I think for Goldstar, every day is a customer service day. And the other important thing to bear in mind is that we need to reflect on the customer as a wider definition. So it's not just those who pay us premiums, it's our staff, our other stakeholders, our suppliers. Because if our supplier didn't bring us papers, or we didn't have telephones or internet and things like that, we would suffer. So I think it is important to bear in mind that the customer now is a much wider definition. And whereas it is good to try and appreciate our customers during this time, I think it is important for us to be mindful of this, our ethos of providing excellent service to all our customers. I think one thing I would like to say about Goldstar is that, yes, we are human beings, we may fall short, but what we have made sure is, firstly, we've streamlined our systems. so that the processes move very quickly. Secondly, all of us remain accessible. So if a client has a challenge, maybe with John or Enoch, they will feel free to call me or even vice chairman. So I think that to me is important for the client to have the comfort of saying that, okay, look, if I'm not able to sort this out, I can call Azim, I can call doctor, I can call Jay, whatever. So I think to me that is very, very important, is to be accessible to our customers at all times and do our level best to continue appreciating that they are the ones who have enabled us to be here for 30 years. And hopefully they'll be with us for the next 30 years. I mean, he mentioned clients from 2008. We have got clients from 1996, which is very gratifying. And also some partners, some brokers who have been supporting us from those days. So I think, but what we need to keep reminding ourselves is not to become complacent.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down here with us. And to you who is watching, again, thank you so much for joining us on the Goldstar Insurance podcast. Now, if you have any questions, I'd suggest you write them down, post them there. We shall see them. And definitely we shall be having more and more conversations. If you'd like to know anything about insurance, if you'd like to know what Goldstar Insurance is up to, especially come April when we turn 30. If you'd like to be part of the celebrations, or if you want to be working at Goldstar Insurance, this could be your opportunity. So make sure you leave us your comments, ask any questions, and we shall endeavor to be giving you snippets of information that will be able to help you. Other than that, you better join Goldstar Insurance, because it's insurance as solid as gold. My name is Miss Didon. Have a blessed weekend.
Thank you.
You gonna rise at top and claim simplify. Claim it easy, claim it fast. Your protection built to last. No more waiting, no more pain. Peace of mind through sun or rain. Snap it, tap it, you're in control. Insurance made digital. Right in your hand. We got you, understand.